I first and foremost give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Son of Mashiach, some called Yahweh Shai Yeshua, Yehoshua, mostly known as Jesus Christ. Another short lesson here. You see a dog a cat that's acting like a dog, or the cat thinks that she's a dog. Probably because that's all she's been around. Um, hadn't learned how to act like a cat. And this is just, an example of, um, just watching who you being around, not being unequally yoked. Um, that First Corinthians 15:33, be not deceived. Evil communication uh, corrupts good manners. Um, but let me go ahead and let this thing play here, and we'll get back to it. We'll talk more about it. I'm just skipping through, trying to click it back to see the whole video. See it even standing like the dog. See them had the same mannerisms as the dog to take the picture. And we've seen this throughout history, even with mankind, even with colonialism, even with Hellenization, even with every captivity that Israel has gone through, any captivity that anyone goes through, that any nation has gone through, um, there there becomes a mimicking um, of that. Even some of those dynasties out there in China. I don't know if that was the last samurai movie I watched, uh, um, where they came in with the guns and they brought the railroad track, and they brought these. Then you seen some of the samurais. Seen some of the people that were more traditional and dealing with the culture. They start putting on the suits. Um, like the Europeans, they start um you see some of these government officials, even like in Barbados and just some of those islands out there that were conquered um by Britons, by the British. um I seen, like, I don't know if it was like a parliament or their court of judges or whatever, and they wore the wigs. They still wear the wigs, like, back in the day, like Thomas Jefferson them. They still holding. They gleaned from that culture and took that on. Um, so it's just too, man. Just being mindful as as one that's a follower. You see the cat now sit up there, taking that stance, bow legged like a pit bull. Um, even the ears, sitting back like that. And maybe even the temperament, but taking on certain characteristics. Um, you gotta be just mindful of the people that you be around, because you start taking on those traits. You gotta be mindful of the company that you keep. Also, Proverbs 13:20. Let me read that too. Proverbs 13:20. It says, "He that walketh with the wise, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed." You walking around fools all the time, you're gonna become a fool. You're gonna end up getting destroyed. All right. You walk around, jokers who out here in the streets, you're gonna end up being in the streets. You're gonna end up getting destroyed. Um, and we all know this stuff, man. Peer pressure and some of the things that and being mindful of the company that we keep. It's another scripture in Sirach telling you not to forsake the assemblies. That's not it, but basically to sit at the foot of elders, sit at the foot of wisdom. to not miss these great parables and breakdowns and so forth. Somebody in the comments put that verse in there for me, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a verse about not missing or not always being around, um, wisdom, wise men who are giving out certain parables and dark sayings so that you can get that understanding. Um, but if you're around corrupt people, you're around deception, you're around people, you're around wickedness, you're going to become wicked. It's just no doubt about it. If you're around righteous people, um, you'll be righteous for the moment. If you're around people that's going to hold you accountable, you'll be righteous for the moment, you know. But if you around wicked people, you're gonna be wicked for the moment. You're gonna be, if they passing the blunt around, you're gonna pick the blunt up. You're gonna hit the blunt. You're gonna hit that blunt. You're gonna kick the bobo. That's just the way that's the way that thing works, man. So you gotta be around righteous people. You want to be around wise people to pick up some of that wisdom, to operate more in righteousness, to make it a little easier for you for this walk. And so, if you're on a solo treat or if you're just around worldly people, the walk of righteousness, that path is gonna be a little harder for you. If you're around those that are of righteousness, then the path can be a little easier. And that's to get into the, I think it's Hebrews 10:25 about not forsaking the assembly. That can come into play. All right, when you're assembling yourselves together, being around righteous brothers and sisters, man, to lift each other up, man, give testimonies, um, you know, take on certain burdens of each other's, and just live and pray through the Spirit that I'm saying everyone continues this walk in righteousness and stays on that lighted path instead of headed into darkness. I pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.